Welcome to Habit One, guys, of the Fit for Life project, which is eating the optimal breakfast for fat loss. When we were creating the framework for this transformational program, choosing the first habit wasn't difficult because we truly believe if you can start the day right with your nutrition, it makes the whole day a lot easier. Okay, so let's go straight into the content. The typical breakfast in today's society is carb heavy. It's generally a sugar fest, and if you're starting the day like this, you're going to be gaining fat. You're going to be feeling sleepy, and you're going to be lacking energy throughout the day. Okay. Also, it's going to increase your fat storage hormone in your body, which is insulin. Insulin basically turns off your fat burning enzymes and turns on your fat storage enzymes. We don't want to be starting the day by storing body fat. Okay, so that glass of orange juice might look healthy, but let's put that with a bowl of cereal and milk, or a toast, or a couple of crumpets, and you've got a clear sugar fest. Okay, if that looks a little bit like your current diet, then you definitely need to watch this video and make this one your first habit. Okay, so what are we going to cover in this short video? The first thing we're going to look at is the recipe for the perfect fat loss breakfast, what it should look like. We're going to be looking at the macronutrients needed to achieve it, and we're also going to be looking at the pre and post training considerations. Okay, nutrient timing is where we can get a little bit clever about our fat loss, and where you can actually get away with eating the things that you probably thought you shouldn't be eating. Okay, also I'm going to be showing you and telling you how you can make this work for you. That's the most important thing, making this a habit, not just a change, but a habit. Okay, short-term change is not changing habits. Long-term change is transformation, and that comes from making a habit. So, what is the recipe for the perfect fat loss breakfast? Well, it's one that does not spike your blood sugar first thing in the morning. Okay, it does force the body to access its fat burning hormones instead of its fat storage hormones, and it also does not have you snacking by mid-morning. Ideally, on this program, we only want you eating 3 meals a day, unless you're particularly active in your job. Okay, and if you can nail this first habit, you definitely don't need a mid-morning snack. All you need is a bottle of water. Lastly, it does provide you with a variety of nutrients to build your healthy body. Okay, when you have a look at the recipes I'll be giving you, try not to stick to just one or two. Try and vary it as much as you can, because your body needs varying amounts of nutrition. Okay, let's look at the macronutrients. Okay, for those of you who don't know, macronutrients are the types of food required in large amounts in our diets, which is fat, protein, and carbohydrates. Okay, like I've already said, the science is clear. Carbohydrates are an inefficient way of burning fat. So if you're really serious about losing body fat, we need to look at the right way of starting your day. Okay, starting your day with cereals, toast, or porridge, any of those types of breakfast, and you won't be getting the optimal results. The new science, it's quite recent, but it's pretty clear. It's been proven. Okay, the ideal macronutrient ratio, okay, it's a lot different from what we once thought. It's actually quite back to front from 20 years ago. Okay, but it's now been proven that high fat, medium protein, and low carbohydrate breakfast is far more optimal for burning body fat. Okay, fat actually turns on our fat burning hormones. They boost the good hormones in our bodies to help use those fat stores as energy. Protein obviously helps with growth and satiety, and that's also why we don't need a lot of carbohydrates. Okay, keep the carbs low. So what does that look like? Chorizo eggs is one example. Okay, you are going to be getting your fat from the chorizo, from the avocado, and the little bit of coconut oil. Okay, you're going to be getting your proteins from the eggs and the chorizo as well, and you're going to be getting your carbs from the chili, the paprika, the garlic. Okay, they're also going to be adding flavors, but you can also chuck in some greens in there. Something like spinach with chorizo eggs will be great. Okay, this is going to be the typical breakfast for you. So remember, our whole goal with our breakfast is to turn your body into a fat burning machine, not a sugar burning machine. Just make a note. Okay, our goal with breakfast is to turn your body into a fat burning machine, not a sugar burning machine. Okay, so now let's look at pre and post training, especially if you're training with me in the mornings. This is something I've been learning a lot about recently. It's pre and post training. The new research on pre-training is that we don't need a whole lot of nutrients and nutrition pre-workout, okay, if we want to burn body fat. A recent study was done that showed 20% more fat was burnt when in a fasted state, and that was just from walking. So can you imagine if you were doing the high intensity sessions that we do, what that percentage would jump to? This is one of the big changes I'm making to the Fit for Life project, the upgrade. And I'm recommending more of a fasted state for training in the mornings. Okay, but there are some recommendations you can do if you do want to give yourself a bit of a kick. Something like a green tea is perfect. Naturally caffeine free, of course. It will give you that, the little kick you want, the little pick me up early in the morning. Something we need to consider is, if we are training fasted, we don't want to be using our muscle tissue for energy. We don't want to be breaking any of that down for training. We want to savor that. Okay, so that's where something like a branched chain amino acid supplement comes in. You can purchase those in powder or pill form. If you do want to know more about those, just ask me. I'll be able to tell you more. And you've all heard, and most of you have used bee pollen. Now, bee pollen have a full amino acid profile, so that will help stop your muscles from breaking down. And I'd highly recommend you couple bee pollen with a supplement like Lean Greens. Okay, it's the perfect way to start your day. It's going to give you that boost you need. It's going to give you the amino acids you need. Okay, it's going to give you that real pick you up. The last option is coffee and coconut oil. This is becoming more and more popular. It would be the last option I would recommend. Okay, consider green tea, consider Lean Greens with bee pollen first. Coffee and coconut oil isn't something I would have every time. The good thing about it is you get the fats from your coconut oil. Okay, and remember the fat helps activate the fat burning hormone. And of course, you get the caffeine from the coffee to give you that kick that you need early morning. Okay? But other than that, if you're training with me in the morning, you're going to be training pretty much fasted. Okay? And if this is new to you, if you're used to having something before the workouts, then the first week is going to feel quite tough on your energy levels. They might not be up to scratch. But my advice is just to keep it going a couple of weeks, allow your body to adapt to the changes. Okay? So these are the big changes. And how do we actually make this habit work? Okay, it's important because especially if you've been living off the diet of cereals and bread and juices for breakfast, this is going to be quite a big change. Okay, so let's go through a couple of quick tips. Firstly, throw all of this rubbish out. Just put it straight in the bin. Okay? We don't want any processed foods in our diets, especially at breakfast. Okay? Try and keep food as close to nature as possible. Of course, in all of our meals, but especially at breakfast. Okay, mainly because it's the first meal of the day. You're breaking your fast from when you're sleeping during the night. Okay, and this is the first habit. You've got to nail it. Secondly, okay, let's think about the trade-off. Okay, the trade-off is, the only reason we're eating cereals is because it's what most other people do. It's what we've been told to do by the media, and the people that put that sort of thing together are the companies that sell us the cereals. Okay, and they're the ones making the millions out of us choosing the cornflakes, the Rice Krispies, the crumpets. Okay, so start avoiding those. Now, the trade-off for actually eating real food, eating food that's optimal for fat loss, is obvious. You're going to lose fat. You're going to lose a lot of weight. You're going to start feeling really, really energized. You're going to be more productive, and you're actually going to live longer. Okay? So if you start to think more about the trade-off, then it won't seem strange when you tuck into your chorizo eggs on Monday morning. Okay? So that's it in a nutshell. Good luck if you are making this habit. I would recommend every single person makes this their habit for next week, and of course the weeks coming after that. Remember, we've got our coaching group. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of questions on the subject of breakfast, so you can contact me on the Facebook group. If you're not in the group but you are on Facebook, then speak to me after the camp workouts and we'll get that sorted. If you're not on Facebook at all, we've got the emails, you've got my phone number, so just call me, text me, email me. Okay? Good luck, guys.